Hi yogis, and welcome to another beautiful practice of Yin Yoga. Thanks for joining me tonight, and we're going to be working on the spine. So throughout this practice, I really want you to tune in inside your body and feel those vertebrae opening up and the energy being restored throughout your body. So let's start by going in the front of our mat. We're just going to take a standing position. And then you're going to close your eyes and tune in on your inside and breathe. From here, it probably doesn't look like we're doing much, but there's actually a lot going on inside. I want you to notice tension throughout your body. Spots that are tighter. And as you breathe in, try to focus on letting go of this tension throughout your back, your spine, your neck, perhaps maybe your shoulder and your trapezius muscle. So from here, I want you to start lowering your neck forward and down. And as you do this, you're going to feel some tension at the back of your neck. What we're trying to do is to stretch out that area very slowly and progressively. So we're going to start lowering ourselves forward and down. You can keep a slight angle in your knees, but the idea is going to be to stretch your spine using gravity and the back of your legs. So this is where a block will become handy to start with. We're going to place it in front of us. And putting a bit of pressure on our hands, we're going to hold it here. You should feel a nice stretch behind your legs, and you should feel your spine opening up. In Yin Yoga, we work with gravity, so there's no need to force anything. There's no need to push to get that extra flexibility. It'll just come with time. So just breathe through here. If you feel some tingling at the back of your leg, this is quite normal. Throughout stretching the muscle and the fascia, the tingling indicates you that there's something going on, so just notice it. You don't need to do anything about it, just let it be. And as you gain more flexibility, you can go lower and touch the ground. Once again, don't force anything, just let gravity pull you down, and your body will open up on its own. If you're able to go lower, go lower. Some people are able to rest their forehead on the block. I'm not there yet, but if you can, go for it. If you want, you can wiggle your legs from left to right as to notice the tension behind your hamstring and your knee. Just gets the energy flowing a bit when you hold a position for this long. Now from here, we're going to start lowering down in the squat position. So I want you to bring the block behind you, and we're going to take a seated position on it. And just get comfortable here. This is going to open up your inner groin and inner thighs and hips. And from here, you can start reaching your hands forward and just letting your head and your spine curve down. Just let gravity here open up your spine and your hips without doing anything else than breathing. This is a great time to tune in inside your head and to clear up all negative energy and anything that you're holding into that's not serving you any purpose. So as you breathe in throughout this position, just take the time to clear up your head and tell yourself to let go. Let go. Let go. You will notice in Yin Yoga that as you hold the position, they become more comfortable over time. So this is where you can get a little deeper and push a little further just to find your edge, that sweet spot where it pulls enough without causing any pain. And that's how you will increase your flexibility over time. So from here, we're going to round our spine and start coming up in a straight seated position. So resting your hands on your knees. Just take the time to feel the tension dissipate in your spine, neck, lower back. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. So from here, you can put your hands down and move your block aside. For now, we're gonna get into Sphinx pose. So lying down on your belly, putting your elbows right underneath your shoulders, palms down in front of you. You're gonna pull your shoulder blades backwards and down. And this is a great position for your low back and your spine again, because this is what we're working on today, spine mobility. So just hold this position. If it's uncomfortable, once again, you can move your hands forward just as to lower the intensity of the curve in your lower back. But if you can tolerate it and you don't experience any pain, just keep your elbows underneath your shoulders. Now from here, we're going to grab our block and put it in an angle in front of us so that we can rest our forehead flat on it. So from here, just put all your weight on your forehead. I'm just going to take a bit of weight off your forearms and just hang in here and relax. You should feel a different sensation from this in your back and in your spine, especially your lower back. Yin Yoga is truly an amazing practice that I encourage you to do regularly. If you can please follow me and subscribe to my channel, I'll be sure to provide more classes like this so you can relax, unwind, and tune in with your body as to improve your health and flexibility. This will translate into better mobility and you'll see the benefits right away in your day-to-day life and activities. Now you can place your block aside, and from here, pushing on your hands and rounding up your spine, we're gonna get into happy dog. So keeping your knees right under your hips, we're gonna walk our hands forward and down. So this is really great to stretch out your lats and your upper back. It's a great position. So we're just gonna hold it here and try to Just notice the tension dissipates in our lats and back. Now I encourage you to take this moment of silence to connect with your inside and to check in with yourself. What's the mind chatter that's going on inside your head at this moment? What are the things you should focus on in your life, and what are the things you should disregard? Do you have certain bad relationship you should let go of? Maybe you haven't seen your friends, your true friends in a while, and you should make an effort to reconnect. Whatever it is, just listen to what's going on inside your mind. Now from here, we're going to walk our hands backwards slowly. And we're going to come into child's pose. So just lowering your hips and putting your forehead on the ground if possible. Just hold this position for a bit. We're going to be doing different variation of this as to check in with ourselves and see how we can improve our flexibility. Now from here, bring your hands to your side and back and just let your body collapse to the ground. Just notice how this feels different than what we were doing prior. Now from here, let's try to open up our knees to the side. And we're going to bring our hands in the middle between our legs. Let's see how this feels. Now from here, we're going to move our head to the left side, and this should offer a nice stretch and twist in your neck and upper back. So we're going to hold it here and just see how different this feels. It's a great way to release tension in your neck using gravity, the beautiful practice of Yin Yoga. Now let's switch to the other side and see how that feels. I'm really enjoying the stretch in my neck right now. Feels amazing. Now from here, take your hands out and we're gonna push forward and up. And we're gonna get on all fours. And from here, we're gonna get into downward facing dog. So just play around with your legs here. You can move your hips from side to side. Just enjoy this nice stretch in our upper back and behind our legs. Now from here, we're gonna take our left leg up and bring our knee to our left wrist. We're gonna extend our right leg back and put our foot flat on the ground. Just make sure to keep your left leg in an angle towards the right side. And from here, we're gonna put our forearms down and sit back on your left hip. You should feel the big stretch in your left glute and in the front of your right hip. If you can go lower and put your head on the ground, go for it. Now from here we're going to explore a variation. So we're going to walk our hands towards the right side, and this should bring the stretch a little bit more to the outside of your left glute. So let's hold it here, and it provides a nice stretch in the spine, especially the left side of your back and your spine. Now from here we're going to slowly come up and back to center, and we're going to use our hands to lift off the pressure of our left leg so we can move it back. I'm going to move my mat a bit to create space, and from here we're going to go back to downward facing dog just for a moment. And then from here, we're going to lift our right leg. Bring your right knee to your right wrist. And then extend your left leg back and down with your foot flat on the ground. Same thing again, but this time on the right side, on your right hip. So let's just hang in here. And it's totally normal if it feels different from one side to the other. Our body is constantly switching and tension is moving from side to side, and it's quite normal for it not to be equal. So don't worry about it. Just breathe through the position. So same thing with this side. We're going to walk our hands towards the left outside of our mat. And then we're going to fold forward and down. Now we can walk our hands back to the middle. And we're going to come up slowly. Back to downward facing dog once more. And we're going to come back down on our knees. We're going to turn facing forward. We're going to get into frog paws, which was going to be our last position. So spreading your knees wide, we're going to fold forward on our forearms. And this is going to offer a really nice stretch in your inner groin. It's a great way to wrap up our beautiful sequence today. So just let your hips sink towards the floor without having to do anything. You can move your hands forward if you want and put your forehead on the ground to offer a nice little stretch in your upper back. It's very subtle, but it adds up. Now to get out of this position, you have to go very slowly. So just walk your hands backward, very gently, until you are pretty much straight up. And then you're gonna bring your knees back inside. And we're gonna come into our resting position, Savasana. So lying down on your back, bringing your legs to the outside edge of your mat and your palms facing up. I want you to close your eyes and take this time to notice how much better you feel compared to when you started this practice about 30 minutes ago. This is a perfect place to breathe and let go. And to thank yourself for taking the time just to relax and take care of your health. Not many people in this busy day and age take the time to do what we're doing tonight together. So thank you for that, please. You should be proud of yourself.